Good afternoon and welcome to Tyler, Texas. We are at Mike Carter Field for game number 3 in the NJCA District C tournament. This game will feature Tyler Junior College and Coastal Bend College. Coastal actually won the toss. They'll be the home team on the scoreboard. Let's go through the lineups as we get ready to start this ball game. Dr. John Groth here on the play-by-play. Leading off for Tyler Junior College in center field is Braden Wise. Wise in center, leading off. Jared Wells will bat second at shortstop. Taylor Broadway bats third. He'll play right field. Batting cleanup for the Apaches, the first baseman, Jordan Trahan. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Jarrell McDade. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Bo Busing. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Colton Whitehouse. Batting eighth, the catcher, Blaze Beeson. Batting ninth, the second baseman, Matt McCusick. On the mound for the Apaches, the right-handed sophomore out of Spring, James Kuykendall.
Number 3, Peyton Adams.
For the home team on the scoreboard, Coastal Bend Cougars. They're led by first-year head coach Brian Barley. Their lineup looks like this. Leading off in center field is Oscar Resendez Jr. Batting second, the third baseman, Marcel Carter. Batting third, Henry Hausman, the catcher. Batting cleanup, Charlie Overstreet, the designated hitter. Batting fifth, Austin Eschenberg, the right fielder. The first baseman, Gabriel Murillo, will bat sixth. Tres Luna, the left fielder, will bat seventh. Jacob Rodriguez is playing second base and batting eighth. Austin Johnson will start at shortstop, and he'll bat on the mound for the Coastal Bend Cougars. Right-handed sophomore from Kyle, Texas, 5'11 and 180, Josh Valdez. Valdez gets the start today for the Coastal Bend Cougars. Teams are being announced. We'll turn it over to the PA announcer and let you listen to the announcements of both of these clubs. And we'll have an anthem, and then we will play ball. Appreciate you joining the broadcast. If you want to check in on the message system on YouTube, you can shoot us a note. We'll give you a shout-out on the air. And those of you who are Apache fans that are connected to the Remind text system, if you want to shoot me a text, just got to the ballpark a few minutes ago from across town. And I'd love to give you a shout out and let everyone know who you're rooting for, where you're watching from. I got to believe we're going to have a lot of folks from all over the place, whether you're rooting for the Cougars or the Apaches or somebody else this weekend. Would love to hear from you. We'll give you a shout out on the air. So thanks for joining us. We'll turn it over to the PA guy for a few minutes, and we'll be back momentarily with the first pitch.
Jordan Trahan. Number 42, Eric Bullen. The assistant coaches are Chad Sherman and Garrett McMullen. The head coach for the Apaches is Doug Wren. Now for the home team. Number 1, Austin Johnson. Number 2, Athen Schultz. Number 3, Jacob Rodriguez. Number 4, Marcel. Number 6, Number 7, Alec Anchondo. Number 9, Elias Rodriguez. Number 11, Jacob Williamson. Number 12, Josh Valdez. Number 14, Cody Lee. Number 15, Oscar Resendez Jr. Number 16, Julian Fernandez. Number 17, Jared Irvine. Number 18, Dominic Seary. Number 19, Henry Hausman. Number 22, Austin Eschenberg. Number Number 23, Gabriel Murillo. Number 26, Eric Bowes. Number 27, Nathan Kowalik. Number 28, Braden Shields. Number 32, Charlie Overstreet. Number 33, Josh Burnett. Number 34, Colton Itchen. Number 35, Josh Evans. Number 42, Ben Kennedy. Number 54, Evans Rodriguez. And the assistant coaches for the Cougars, Oscar Resendez and Greg Barbaro. And head coach for the Cougars, Brian Barley. We now ask you to stand and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Here at Mike Carter, Game 3 of the NJCAA District C tournament. Dr. John Groth here on the play-by-play. Glad you're with us. Game number 1 this morning between Coastal and Northlake was a 6-2 victory for Coastal Bend. So that's why they're playing the Apaches here in Game 3. They advance on in the winner's bracket. Northlake will drop to the loser's bracket and play the 12 o'clock game tomorrow against the loser of our final game of the day. That would be Eastfield versus Brookhaven. In Game 2, Eastfield held on for dear life and won 10-9 over Cedar Valley. Cedar Valley came on with a vengeance late in that ball game, and the Eastfield Harvesters were able to hold on for a 10-9 victory. They advance in the winner's bracket, and they will play Brookhaven right after this one at 7 o'clock, and it'll probably be a little after 7, depending on how long this one takes. And Northlake will drop to the 12 o'clock game, and they'll play the loser of that final game of the day between Brookhaven and Eastfield. So that sets the table for Game 3. Tyler Junior College and Coastal Bend College, these are Region 14 rivals. They went tooth and nail to 7 games. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th at Beeville, and the Apaches held on to I think it was a 9-8 victory down at Coastal Bend with the bases loaded and the chance to host this tournament on the line. So these two have gone back and forth this season in the 7-game series. The Apaches winning the 7-game series 4 games to 3. It was 3-3 going to that last 7th game down in Beeville just a few weeks ago. Apaches held on for the victory and the right to host this tournament and be the number 1 seed. We are ready for leading off for the Apaches here in the first inning. Center fielder Braden Wise. On the mound for the Cougars, the right-handed sophomore from Kyle, Texas, Josh Valdez. First pitch in there, strike 1 at 4:07. We are underway here at Mike Carter in game number 3. Glad you're with us. Valdez is 2-3 on the season with a 5.48 ERA. Next pitch misses, ball 1. 42 2/3 innings for Valdez, 56 strikeouts, 25 walks. This is Valdez's 13th appearance and his 7th start of the season. Check swing fouled at home plate. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out, just getting started. Game 3 of the District C tournament. Pop up left side out of play. That is close to the Camry. Good gracious, I should have followed that. That's a bad deal right there. Lefty little pop-ups like that. Didn't hear the crash, so I think we're all right. Lots of buses in the ballpark today. As you might expect, 6-team bracket. Buses coming and going. The parking lot's full at Mike Carter Field. We're in Tyler, Texas, just about a mile inside the West Loop. The 1-2, grounder up the middle. Tough play for Rodriguez, and he can't make it. Infield single to lead off the ball game for Braden Wise. High chopper on the turf. Both these teams play on this new surface, the artificial turf. Joe Hunter Field, the home of the Coastal Bend Cougars. Cougars wearing their Kansas City Royal-like powder blue tops with the white pants. Got the navy blue caps. The Apaches wearing the gold tops with the pinstripe pants and the black stirrups today. Got the black caps going for the Apaches. So Wise is aboard. Here's Jared Wells for the first time today. First pitch high and inside, ball 1. These two teams went at it. Trying to pull up the scores of those games down in Beeville. Coastal won the first game 6-4. They won the second game 8-7. You can see these two been battling back and forth. And the final game of the series, 9-8. That game ended with the bases loaded, 2 outs down in Beeville. So high drama between these two clubs all season. And that 3-game series down at Coastal was on May 5th and 6th. That's just a couple weeks ago. The 4-game series here in Tyler. I'm trying to find where that was. Not sure why I'm not finding it. There it is. Was on the 20th and 21st of April. 1-1 is the count. Wells asked for time. So on the 20th, it was a 3-0 win for the Apaches. And then a doubleheader on Friday. Coastal won 12-10, and then the Apaches won 12-1, and then a 5-4 Apache victory on Saturday the 22nd. Swing and a miss off-speed pitch. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. So there's only been one lopsided victory by either club, and that was game 2 of the doubleheader on that Friday here in Tyler back on the 21st of April. That was a 12-1 Apache win. Other than that, these two have battled in 6 close matchup ball games between the Region 14. Only 2 teams in Region 14, Division 3. The 1-2 almost hit him inside, and it's even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Six-team bracket here in Tyler this weekend. Tyler and Brookhaven had the first-round byes in the bracket. That ball was about 55 feet, and it goes over the shoulder of Henry Hausman and hustling down to second base. I don't know how you call time. You can't call time from back here, dude. Henry Hausman asked for time when he was on the warning track back here, and a little surprised the home plate umpire granted it. Normally, if you're standing at home plate, you might ask for time. I don't think I've ever seen that before, where the home plate umpire, or any umpire for that matter, granted time. I mean, you see it in the field, I guess, from time to time, but on a wild pitch like that, you don't see it. Full count to Wells. Pops it up right side. This is in play. Gabriel Murillo drifts over in foul territory and squeezes it for out number 1. 1 out, and Wise at second base. And that'll bring up Taylor Broadway, the right fielder. Broadway is the two-way player for Tyler that came in and closed the game out down at Beeville in dramatic fashion, striking out the last batter with bases loaded, 2 outs. The Apaches up by just 1 run. He got the save. 1 out, 1 aboard. Well hit, left field. That's trouble. It's going to fall in. The Apaches will take a 1-0 lead on the RBI. Taylor kind of got jammed on the pitch. Little blooping liner over Austin Johnson, the shortstop's head. And the Apaches lead this game 1-0. Defensively, for the Cougars, Tres Luna in left, Oscar Resendez Jr. in center, Austin Eschenberg in right. Around the infield is Marcel Carter. At third, Austin Johnson at short, Jacob Rodriguez at second, Gabriel Murillo at first, Henry Hausman behind the plate. Of course, Josh Valdez on the mound. First pitch to Jordan Trahan. Misses for ball 1. Trahan now owns the single-season home run record for the Division III era of Tyler Junior College. 13 home runs this season. Pitch misses. No, it didn't. It was a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Trahan, 351 on the year. He's got 13 homers, 59 RBIs. Just 3 ahead of Broadway. Broadway's at 56, now 57. Broadway's got 10 homers of his own. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Josh Valdez, a right-handed sophomore from Kyle, Texas, on the mound for the Cougars here in what is their second game of the tournament in the winner's bracket. They faced off with Northlake at 9 this morning. Kind of a unique 6-team bracket. I kind of like the setup. If you have a system where you can seed the teams and you want to give the top two seeds that first round bye, it's pretty much from that point, it's a straight double elimination bracket. Calling a tournament over at UT Tyler, the NC2A Regional, they have a totally different bracket set up for 6 teams over there. Looping pop-up, short center field. Resendez Jr.'s got to hurry, and he makes the sliding catch in short right center field. Nice play by Oscar Resendez Jr. And Trahan is out. So there's 2 outs in the inning, and here comes Jarrell McDade for the first time.
Now batting number 12, Jarrell McDade.
We'll pull up those notes here between innings. Glad you're with us, Dr. John Groth on the play-by-play. 2 outs in the top of the first. Tyler, the visitor, they lost the coin toss. They're batting first here in Game 3 of the NJCA District C tournament. Swing and a miss. McDade down in a hole. No balls and 1 strike. Normally I get a chance to do the pregame interviews with both head coaches. Unfortunately, I had to scramble to get over here today from UT Tyler doing their NC2A regional. Patriots lost 7-2. Big upset over at Irwin Field on the campus of UT Tyler to Rhodes College. The Lynx come up big in the first round over there, beating UT Tyler 7-2. So Patriots from UT Tyler are going to have to come out of the losers bracket over there, and they play again tomorrow at 11. 0-2 pitch to McDade. Now, Valdez went ahead and threw the ball. Time was granted late to McDade. 1-0 Apaches. Braden Wise had a chopper that he beat out, infield single. A pop-up by Wells, a wild pitch and an RBI single by Broadway. Pop and a fly ball by Trahan as it were at. Throw to second on the, he's safe. Bang Bang played second base. And the Coastal Cougars thought they had an out at second. But Broadway is safe, sliding head first, just avoiding the tag. So that'll be a wild pitch. Broadway hustles into second base into scoring position with 2 outs. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jarrell McDade. Josh Valdez working here in inning number 1. Checks the runner. The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. The ball gets away from Houseman, and McDade's going to be safe. It's a strikeout wild pitch. And McDade is aboard, and Broadway goes to third. The inning continues. Here's Bo Busing. He had a big weekend this last weekend against North Arkansas. His last ball game, a couple of home runs. Earned the right to be the DH today. Bo Busing on the year, 4 home runs and 17 RBIs. 286 average for Bo. 2 outs and 2 aboard for Tyler here in the top of the first. They lead at 1-0. The pitch. In there for a strike, a fastball. And it's 0-1. Valdez taking a little more time here. Comes set with hands in front of the chest. Snap a throw over to first base, and McDade stepping to dive safely. One run on 2 hits so far for the Apaches here in the first. Playoff baseball from Mike Carter Field. Winner of this tournament will advance to the NJCA Division III World Series. Talk about that as the broadcast progresses. 0-1 to Busing, the pitch. In the dirt. And Houseman blocked it. McDade, Johnny on the spot, good read, and he gets down to second. Wild pitch. A couple of wild pitches this inning have been costly. One on the strikeout. And another one, actually, that's the 3rd wild pitch of the inning. 4th, I guess. I got 4 wild pitches. That ball just missed, not by much. 2-1. Two outs in the top of the first. The Apaches looking for more here. They lead at 1-0. They have 2 runners in scoring position. 2-1 pitch. That's inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 84 degrees at game time. South-southeasterly at 14 miles an hour. That's going to blow kind of in and across a little bit towards the third base dugout. The next pitch, swing and a miss. He got him. Good breaking pitch from Josh Valdez. First strikeout of the ball game, and it saves a couple of runs. But the Apaches get 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 2, both of them in scoring position. We're through 1/2 inning here at Mike Carter. Glad you're with us. District C action. The Cougars will get their first look at James Kuykendall when we come back. All right, Mike. Dr. John Groth on the play-by-play. Good to be in the saddle here. Hustling around Tyler calling baseball. NC2A baseball over Irwin Field this morning. Unfortunately for the UT Tyler Patriot fans, they dropped one, and they're going to have to win out of the losers bracket. So, heard from Miss Hughes, Reagan Jacobs, rooting for those Cougars. A to Z Kicks, don't know who that is. Mike Silvas, let's go Cougar Nation. I got a lot of Cougar fans checking in. Appreciate that. CBC, is that what you go by? Did not know that Coastal Bend goes by CBC, so I'll try to remember that. Feathers up Apaches from Miss Lawhon. Christy Shirley is asking about the score, which hopefully you've heard that. And so, anyways, CCW Live. All right. Line shot right up the middle. Oscar Resendez Jr. It's the first pitch he sees. And he lines out to Matt McCusick at second for the first out of the bottom of inning number 1. Going back through the lineup here for the Cougars. Resendez Jr. just lined out. He's playing center field and leading off. Next pitch fouled straight back. Strike one to Marcel Carter, the third baseman. In the on-deck circle is the catcher, Henry Hausman. Cleanup hitter, DH, Charlie Overstreet. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Austin Eschenberg. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Gabriel Murillo. Tres Luna is the left fielder. He'll bat seventh. Jacob Rodriguez bats eighth and plays second base. And the shortstop, Austin Johnson, bats ninth for the Cougars, led by first-year head coach Brian Barley. The 1-1 pitch misses. It's 2-1. Defensively for your Apaches, Jarrell McDaden left, Braden Wise in center, Taylor Broadway in right. Around the infield, it's Colton Whitehouse at third, Jared Wells at short, Matt McCusick at second, Jordan Trahan at first, Blaze Beeson behind the plate on the mound. The right-handed sophomore from Spring, Texas, James Kuykendall. Kuykendall 10-4 on the year, 3.28 ERA. For Kuykendall. Next pitch misses. It's a one-out walk to Marcel Carter. First walk of the day for Kuykendall, and that will bring up the catcher, Henry Hausman.
Number 19, Henry Hausman.
All right, heard from Elizabeth Busing watching in Grapevine. Appreciate you checking in. A to Z is rooting for Tyler. That's all that matters. All right, cool. Awesome. 1-0 Apaches. Coastal Bend batting for the first time. That first pitch to Hausman is in there. Strike one. Appreciate all of you checking in on the YouTube message system. Feel free to check in. Let us know what you're thinking. Well, unofficially, the Tyler tennis team, men's, might have won. I don't know if they're winning or they won a national title. They're ahead. That's a final. Give you updates on that as we can. Fastball misses high. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. James Kuykendall, 79 2/3 innings pitched this year. 93 strikeouts for Kuykendall, just 21 walks. Snap throw over to first, and Carter, that was a pretty close play. Jordan Trahan did a little barrel roll over Marcel Carter to catch that ball, and thought he might have got a unique pickoff there. As caught the ball and tagged him all in one motion. The 1-1. Outside corner, 1-2. Well, these two teams have done battle 7 times this season, and 6 of the 7 have been very close. Expect a close one here in the District C tournament. The 1-2 pitch. Missed outside, 2-2. 3-man umpiring crew for the district. That's always helpful to have that extra set of eyes out there for ball calls and for calls, just everything. You don't have. You can be closer to the action when you're making the call. I know as a coach, I've always appreciated the 3-man crew, and of course, even better later on in the championship. I think they'll go to a 4-man crew as we get to the championship round here in the District C tournament. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. We are at Tyler's Mike Carter Field. Game 3. Breaking pitch. Nice pick by Beeson. He'll fire it down to Trahan. Carter back safely. Game 1 today was a 6-2 win for Coastal. That launched him to this ball game. Game 2 was a 10-9 Eastfield over Cedar Valley win. The payoff pitch. Big hack by Carter. Did not get cheated on that. Goes straight overhead back toward the Harvey Convention Center. We're on the East Texas Rose City Complex is what it's actually called, but the old fairgrounds. Tyler Rose Garden just to our left. Trinity Mother Frances Rose Football Stadium to our right. And Harvey Convention Center right behind the ballpark. 3-2 pitch misses. It's the second walk in a row for Kuykendall. 2 aboard with 1 out here in the first. Here's Charlie Overstreet, the designated hitter.
Now then, to Charlie Overstreet.
Well, as I look at this bracket, I don't know. Tyler was the number 1 team out of the Region 14 side of things. And we'll try to describe how, and here comes the 429 right on time behind the field. We got a train track right behind the ballpark here at Mike Carter. And probably 4 or 5 times during this ball game, there'll be a train going by. But very similar to College Station down at Texas A&M. Next pitch in there, and it's 1-1. 16 bracket, and the normal setup is for North Arkansas out of Region 2 to have an automatic bid if they stay over 500. Well, they had some self-imposed sanctions that so they're out of the playoffs this year, and that allowed another team, I guess, I don't know exactly who made the decision on how the bracket was formulated this year, but the top 2 teams from Region 14, that would be Tyler at number 1 and Coastal Bend at number 2. And the top 4 teams from the MAC Conference this year. Normally it would have been a play-in between the number 2 team in Region 14 and the number 4 team out of the Metro Athletic Conference, which this year would have been Eastfield. So it would have been Eastfield versus Coastal to play in if North Arkansas had qualified for this tournament this year. Breaking pitch misses inside, not by much, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Charlie Overstreet. So Tyler at the top of the bracket plays Coastal in their winner's bracket game, and Brookhaven awaits Eastfield after this one. And that'll wrap up today's ball games. 4 games today, 4 games tomorrow. Kuykendall checks the runner a few times. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. First strikeout of the ball game for James Kuykendall. And there's 2 outs. It's a big strikeout right there of Charlie Overstreet. Here's Austin Eschenberg, the right fielder.
Number 22, Austin Eschenberg.
Of course, I've been at this field 25 years. And just the last 2 years, they've had the artificial turf. Kind of nice in the tournament format not to have to fix the field. All the lines are inlaid in the turf. There's a little bit of raking you got to do around home plate and the mound, and maybe around the bases a little bit, but I mean, next to no maintenance between games. In a normal, over at UT Tyler, they have a natural surface, and you can't play these tournaments. It takes almost an hour to turn games around because you got to drag, you got to water, and if there's 2 teams that are playing new, generally you're going to do in-out and then maybe drag and water again. So with the turf, you just go and blow here. It's pretty nice. 1 ball and 1 strike to Eschenberg. Kuykendall, the pitch. Popped up. This should stay in play. Trahan drifts over in foul territory, and he's going to run out of room. Ball drifted out of play. The wind actually is blowing straight in our faces. I look at the flags to our right. We got some national championship banners from the Apaches and some American flags. And they are blowing from time to time pretty stiff, straight in. The Weather Channel had the breeze at 14 miles an hour, south-southeasterly, so that's actually going to keep the ball in, and a ball like that is going to be blown out of live ball area. I thought for sure Trahan was going to have a play on that. Here's the 1-2. High, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Apache's trying to four-peat this year. 3 national championships in a row, 4 overall for the program. And this District C tournament, whoever wins this tournament will have a chance to make a run at a national championship in Tennessee. Well hit to center field, but Wise has got room, and he'll make the catch to end the inning. So the Cougars get a couple of base runners via the walk, but they strand them, and they cannot score. It's 1-0 Apaches as we go to the second inning. Back in a minute on ApacheAthletics.com. And welcome back to Mike Carter Field. Top of the second inning. For the Apaches, it'll be Whitehouse, Beeson, and McCusick, 7, 8, and 9. We'll be facing the sophomore from Kyle, Texas, Josh Valdez. Valdez got out of trouble with a big strikeout to end the first inning. Apaches had second and third. And back-to-back strikeouts ended the inning. First pitch, line shot into the corner and right. It could be 2. Whitehouse going to hit first, and he'll stay there. Solid single on the first pitch of the inning by Colton Whitehouse. Apache's looking for more. So the Division III World Series is going to be in Greenville, Tennessee at Pioneer Park. May 27th to June 1st. So the winner of this tournament will qualify for that. There's an outside chance that 2 teams from this tournament might qualify. There is an at-large bid this year. Here's Blaze Beeson. Take strike 1 on the outside corner. If you look at the rankings right now, there's a number of possibilities, and it totally depends on how these postseason tournaments this weekend, most of them going on right now, how they play out. But you got New Jersey with 2 teams, maybe 3, and I think just 2. You got 2 teams from Minnesota, and you got 2 teams from Texas in the top 8 teams. Actually, in the top 9, there's 4 different states represented with 2 teams apiece. So, boy, that at-large bid is up for grabs this year. And it's the first time they've ever had the at-large bid. So I'm sure there's going to be some debate when they decide who gets that bid as to how and why they got it. Pop-up right field. Eschenberg back, makes the catch. 1 out here in the second. That's going to bring up the 9-hitter, Matt McCusick.
Now batting number 4, Matt McCusick.
Apaches bring 3 left-handed batters to their lineup today. McCusick will bat for the first time. Josh Valdez in his 14th appearance of the year for the Cougars. His 7th start. CBC, as they like to be called. The CBC Cougars. Going to have to say Coastal a few times today. I'm sure we got a lot of fans that people watching that may or may not know what CBC is. First pitch misses, it's 1-0. All right. Just heard from a couple more folks. Watching from the CBC Student Services Office. So hope you got me on the big screen there, right? Outside, 2-0 to McCusick. Mr. Overstreet, appreciate you checking in there. And watching from the Rio Grande Valley, waiting for his son, Julian Fernandez, number 16, to get on the mound. Spartan Oil Field. So appreciate those folks checking in. Heard from Miss Busing, watching from China. Nice. Line drive up the middle, and it's misplayed. Austin Johnson had to go off his glove. The throw to third, and the runner's safe. That's going to be an error on the shortstop. It was a well-hit ball. That's a play. It was a double play waiting to happen right there, and shortstop Austin Johnson couldn't make the play. Whitehouse goes all the way to third, and the Apaches are in business here with first and third. Only one out, and then back to the top of the lineup we go, and Braden Wise, he'll get up for the second time. Hashao, China. Now, today is Thursday. How is she going to get here for Friday's game if she's in China right now? That's what I want to know. I think in China it's already Friday, isn't it? I don't know. I get confused on that international date line. First pitch. High, ball one. Braden Wise single to second base, a high chopper that he beat out. He's 1 for 1. Wise on the season, 336 average, 5 doubles, 3 triples, 20 RBIs for the Apache center fielder. The 1-0. Misses low. 2 balls and no strikes. 1-0 Apaches. Got runners on the corners with 1 out here in the second. They are the visitors on the scoreboard. Valdez comes set, the pitch. There goes the runner, fouled straight back. 2 balls and a strike now on Braden Wise. Wise started 33 ball games this year. Played in 37. Apaches 34-20 on the year. They were 24-8 in the friendly confines of Mike Carter Field. In the dirt, nice block there by Houseman. Keep the runners right where they're at. Apaches were 9-10 on the road this season, 1-2 in neutral sites. And they were 4-3 in conference play against these CBC Cougars. Interesting that the rivals meet here in the first game of the tournament for the Apaches. There goes the runner again, throw down to second. And ball forward, ball gets away from the shortstop, Johnson, and the run comes home. Well, that's going to be a walk. It's got to be an error on, I would give it on the shortstop because that was a pretty good throw. He just missed it. I don't know how you guys saw it, but I want to vote on it over there. McCusick was off with the pitch, and he actually advances on the walk, but the error is going to allow Whitehouse to come home. So it's going to E6. It wasn't a horrible throw. It was definitely catchable. It's about chest high, and Austin Johnson just missed the ball. So 2 runs are in now for the Apaches. 2 runners on, still only 1 out for Jared Wells. Another pitch in the dirt. Good block by Houseman. Doing a good job of keeping the runners right where they're at. Some pretty tough blocks, and he's doing a nice job. 1-0 to Jared Wells. He popped up to the first baseman, Gabriel Murillo, his first time up. He's 0 for 1. The 1-0 pitch. Another ball in the dirt, and this time it does trickle away from Houseman, and the runners advance. Another wild pitch. It's been a problem the whole game for Josh Valdez. By my count, that's 5 wild pitches. And Houseman going to go out and have a chat with Valdez. I don't blame him. These wild pitches have been very costly. And game very manageable at this point. Just a 2-0 lead for the Apaches. Cougars, if they want to keep this close, need to try to prevent from giving away those free bases. Watching from Enterprise, Alabama, Ashton Riles. I wonder if that's a connection to Coach Wren's in-laws. Swing and a miss. High fastball, swung through it. Got to attend and actually speak at Coach Wren's wedding a couple years ago. Got to meet a lot of his family down that way. 2 balls and a strike with 1 out. Apache's looking for more. They lead at 2-0. The pitch. Another wild pitch, and a good block by Houseman. That guy, tell you what, he's been a wall. Only one of those balls have trickled away far enough. The ones that were blockable anyways. Had a couple of them go over his shoulder. As Valdez threw about a 55-footer last inning that bounced over the umpire's shoulder. 3 balls and a strike with 1 out. Jared Wells at the plate. Valdez working very deliberately, and now Wells steps out on him. Time granted by the home plate umpire. Here's the 3-1. Foul tip. I think that went off the glove and off the foot of Henry Houseman. It doesn't feel good, I can promise you that. He'll walk it off. Those catchers are tough guys, man. They get dinged up all the time. The tools of ignorance. That's what they call the catcher's gear. Full count for Wells. The pitch. Strike 3 called. Perfect pitch on the outside corner, and Wells is down. So that's the second strikeout of the ball game. Comes at a huge time here in the second inning. And now we're going to get a visit from Coach Bowerly. Nobody tossing in the bullpen. I think this is just maybe an opportunity to give Josh Valdez a bit of a break here and also talk through how they want to work Taylor Broadway. Broadway, very dangerous hitter. And you got a base open with 2 outs, but if you walk him, you got to deal with Trahan. So you pick your poison here. Do you want to throw to Broadway or do you want to throw to Trahan? Broadway leads the Apaches at 353 with 10 homers, 56 RBIs, 57 now. An RBI single his first time up. Or do you want to deal with Trahan, who's got 13 homers and 59 RBIs? Hitting 351.
Number 7, Taylor Broadway.
Well, that's why Coach Barley gets the big bucks. He went out and talked to his starter, Josh Valdez, and they had a chat, and we'll see how they work Taylor Broadway here with a base open and 2 outs. Apache's trying to open this up a little bit. They lead at 2-0. The pitch from Valdez. Outside and low, ball 1. Appears as though they're going to work around Valdez or around Broadway to pitch to Trahan. Trahan popped up to center field his first time up. So Well, they may feel like their better chance at an out here is to go ahead and load them up and pitch to Trahan. We'll see what happens here in this next pitch, but that first one wasn't close. Appeared to be intentionally outside, and there's a grounder to shortstop. Johnson up with it, throws to first, and a nice pick at first by Murillo to get the final out. Good play over there by Gabriel Murillo to save a run. All right, the Apaches do get another run, however, and the new score for Mike Carter is 2-0. Back in a minute on ApacheAthletics.com. Welcome back to Mike Carter Field. 6, 7, and 8 for the CBC Cougars. They trail 2-0. Fly ball right field. This is well hit. Going back is Broadway, and he makes the running catch way in the right field corner for out number 1. That had a chance to be a double, and Broadway ran it down. So Murillo was the first out of the second inning for the Cougars. Here's Tres Luna, the left fielder.
Number 6, Tres Luna.
All right, Ms. Hughes got the Apaches covered in Baytown. And Mr. Kuykendall checking in from Colorado Springs. Nice. Let's go Apaches. Mr. Valadez checking in. And yeah, okay, it is, okay. Coach Wren's relatives down in Alabama. My wife and I were down there for Coach Wren's wedding. We enjoyed getting to meet some of those folks and spend a couple of days. Beautiful part of the country. 2-0 pitch. Looper left field and run down in the opposite corner by Jarrell McDade. So the Cougars have hit balls hard to both corners of the outfield, but neither one of them have netted a base hit. An F9 and an F7. Here's Jacob Rodriguez, the second baseman. 2 outs and nobody aboard.
Jacob Rodriguez.
First pitch to J-Rod. In there. 0-1 on the Cougars' second baseman. Two outs in the bottom of the second. The 0-1. That's going to miss high. 1 ball and 1 strike. All right, we've heard from the Broadways in Houston. Pop up right side, that's out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Heard from the Broadways rooting for the Apaches in Houston. Dad and brother at the game, awesome. Got a good crowd, and the crowds will grow as the weekend gets to us. As these midweek are, I wouldn't say Thursday's a midweek game, but a lot of times it's hard for families to get away on Thursday and sometimes even Friday. Full count, 3-2, 2 outs, nobody aboard. Jacob Rodriguez facing James Kuykendall here in the bottom of the second. So appreciate the Broadways. And there's a swing and a miss. The second strikeout in as many innings for James Kuykendall. We will head to the third inning. 2-0 Apaches. Back in a minute on ApacheAthletics.com. There's high-level discussions going on in this press box about the international date line right now. So Miss Busing's watching in China, so we were talking about how she's probably into Friday already in China, and she's going to be here Friday to watch the. Still don't know if that's. I guess I haven't heard back from her, so I'm assuming she's traveling. Maybe traveling very soon. Maybe she's at the airport. But anyways, back at action here. Jordan Trahan steps in. 1-1 is the count. Josh Valdez going from the windup here in the third inning with nobody on and nobody out. Trahan in his first at bat flew out to center, 0 for 1. Another ball low. That's been the problem for Valdez in this ball game. He's throwing a lot of pitches that have been in the dirt. 2-1. That's a called strike on the outside corner. Two-two pitch, swing and a miss, and that's strikeout number 3 for Josh Valdez, and Trahan goes down swinging. Here's Jarrell McDade. He struck out his first time, but reached on the wild pitch. The strike 3 was in the dirt. It got away from Henry Hausman behind the plate, and McDade hustled down to first base. Eventually was stranded at third. So McDade 0 for 1. Little chopper between home plate and the mound. Hausman's going to have to hurry, not in time. How do you like that? A 1B2 infield single for Jarrell McDade. And there's another turf hit. I know last time we played Coastal here,
Number 24, Busing.
Oscar Resendez Jr. on the weekend probably had 6 infield hits that were high choppers. He just legged out like that. And that's the second infield single for the Apaches. Braden Wise led the game off with an infield single to second base. 1 out. Here's Bo Busing. He struck out swinging his first time up. Look out. Wild pitch again. And, boy, at one point you just got to make an adjustment. You're giving away a lot of free bases. The Apaches have stranded 4 base runners in the first 2 innings. All 4 runners were in scoring position. So, boy, at some point, some of those runners are going to come around to score runs. 2 of them have scored. The pitch. Little pop-up, short left field. Johnson under it, makes the grab for the second out. Well, you thought it might fall in between Austin Johnson at short and Tres Luna in left field. But Johnson was able to get back in time and make the grab. 2 outs now for Colton Whitehouse. So however if Whitehouse is retired, the Apaches will have the distinction of leaving runners in scoring position in all 3 of the first 3 innings. Apaches with 2 runs on 4 hits. Coastal, no runs on no hits. They have committed 2 errors. Time is called. See, tournament director Dr. Tim Drain on site. Valdez, the first pitch, misses outside, 1-0. Kind of a toasty afternoon here. Thursday, May 18th. 84 degrees at game time. I think we're going to sneak a hair higher than that. If I was a betting man, which I am not. See if we've gone up at all from first pitch. Missed outside is 2-0 to Whitehouse. 85, 86. Just bumped up 2 degrees in front of me here. It feels like 92 with the humidity. Humidity at 61%. We're supposed to get some rain. I don't know if it rained over here, but it rained across the... It rained over at Irwin Field when I was calling that first game. Did it rain here at all in the morning? A little bit of a sprinkle. We had about a 10-minute sprinkle is all. Another pitch that's low and another good block by Henry Hausman. Boy, Hausman needs to get overtime today. We're only in the 3rd inning, and that guy's blocked about a dozen pitches already. 3-0 to Colton Whitehouse. Paulo Rodriguez says hello. Two 2-0 Apaches, top of the 3rd. And there's a 2-out walk to Colton Whitehouse. If you have access to multiple devices, I'll give you a heads up here. You can get on and watch the live stats on another device. Just go to ApacheAthletics.com, click on the live stats button, and you can keep up with the box score, the pitch count, more information than you could ever digest about this game live. And all the games in the tournament will be live stats, and also we'll do the live video cast. We will not have, because I'm going back and forth here, we will not be able to do the audio play-by-play for all the games, but we'll do as many of them as we can. That ball's fouled out of play. We will have all of them on the video, so we'll have the crowd mic on, and we'll have the PA announcer announcing inning-by-inning scores at the end of each inning on the games where we don't have a play-by-play person doing the audio. 0-1 to Blaze Beeson. He popped up to right field his first time up, 0 for 1 in this one. Another swing and a foul straight back, and it's 0-2. Blaze Beeson on the season, a .294 hitter, 8 doubles, 10 RBIs for the Apache catcher. McDade at second, Whitehouse at first. The 0-2 to Beeson, misses inside. Josh Valdez has been on from the start. Valdez comes set. The next pitch. Strike 3 called. Appeared to be a fastball right down the middle. And Valdez Strikes out 2 in the inning. That's 4 for the ball game. And the Apaches strand 2 more runners. We'll go to the bottom of the third. We're through 2.5. Tyler 2 and CBC 0. Back in a minute on ApacheAthletics.com. Welcome back to Mike Carter Field. 9-1-2 for the Cougars. Austin Johnson leads it off. Shortstop with his first look at James Kuykendall. First pitch swing, and he pops it up high left field. McDade's got room, and he makes the catch for the first out. 1 up and 1 down in the bottom of inning number 3. And back to the top we go. Oscar Resendez Jr.
Now batting number 15, Oscar Resendez Jr.
Resendez Jr., the leading hitter for the Cougs. First pitch in there, strike 1. .419 average for Resendez Jr. 11 doubles, 5 triples, 5 homers, 28 RBIs. And next pitch is in there for a strike. He's also got 14 of 15 in stolen bases. Quite a year for the young man, center fielder for the Cougars. 0-2 with 1 out, the pitch. Almost had him swinging at that, but held off. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Strike 3 called. He painted the outside corner. Resendez did not like the call. And that's the 3rd strikeout for Kuykendall. 2 outs in the 3rd. Here's Marcel Carter. Carter walked his first time up, was stranded at second back in the 1st inning. Shows bunt and sort of went after it, but pulled back at the last moment. I don't think they're going to check that. I might ask. Evidently, it's a ball. 1-0. That ball's well hit left field, and there's the first hit of the game. McDade does cut it off right in front of that pole. Runner's going to second. Here's the throw, and it's a double. Hustling double for Marcel Carter. Little Craig Biggio right there. Good to see that. That ball went in a gap, and Jarrell McDade cut it off. We have light poles inside the right and left center gap, inside the fence out there. They have padding, so the players aren't in jeopardy, but right against the wall there, right against the home run fence. We're 370 straight away with an 18-foot high wall. 361 to the gaps, 325 down the lines here at Mike Carter. Runner at second, 2 outs. Henry Hausman steps in. He walked his first time up. Ball was well hit into the gap, and McDade cut it off and tried to throw to get the runner at second. And actually, Wells cut it off. It was a cutoff. And hustling into second, sliding was Marcel Carter. Good hustle, and now the Cougars chance to cut the lead in half here. Runner at second, 2 outs. Outside corner, 1-1. Rainy and 40 degrees in Colorado. Mr. Kuykendall giving us the weather update there. A little different here for sure. Feels like 92 here in East Texas. So hello to the Miss Rodriguez, and appreciate her checking in. Or Mr. Rodriguez, sorry. Chopper, left side of the infield. It is a fair ball. Throw across. They got him. Whitehouse took that high in the air, and the home plate umpire called it fair as soon as he touched it. It was pretty close. Third base coach is arguing the call. He thought it was foul, and he's going to walk to the dugout. It's Coach Burley. He thought it was foul, and they're still barking at that home plate umpire. They better watch out here. Last thing you want to do is, you got a lot of baseball in front of you here, and I think they're going to throw, they just warned the dugout. Home plate umpire just warned the Coastal Bend dugout. They did not want to let that go. And so you better watch it from the rest of the way. You don't want to get tossed out of a playoff game. And home plate umpire's taking names right now. It's writing down on his little score sheet. Well, we'll head to the fourth. It's 2-0 Tyler. Back in just a minute. Welcome back to Mike Carter Field, top of the fourth. 9-1-2 for the Apaches. Matt McCusick leads it off. McCusick, a .267 batter on the year. Got 5 doubles, a triple, 1 homer, 17 RBIs. He's going to try to push bunt. It gets by the pitcher, and McCusick, safe. Bang, bang play at first base, just out of reach of Josh Valdez. And the Apaches get their leadoff batter aboard with a push bunt by Matt McCusick.
Now batting number 1, Braden Wise.
Back to the top we go. Braden Wise for the third time today. Wise, an infield single his first time up, walked back in the second inning, so he's 1 for 1. We'll see if Coach Wren decides to dial up a sacrifice here, or if he lets Wise swing away. First pitch, high and away, was not squaring around. 1-0. Well, if you look at the national rankings right now, Cumberland, number 1 from New Jersey. Niagara out of New York, they're 2. St. Cloud Tech out of Minnesota, 3. Next pitch, fouled out of play. 1-1. All three of those states have a second team in the top 8 in the rankings, or top 9 rather. Gloucester is at 4. They're from New Jersey, so there's 2 in the top 4 going into playoff time. Northampton out of Pennsylvania, and then Tyler and Century. Tyler from Texas and Century from Minnesota, so there's Texas and Minnesota represented there. Ball in the dirt, and it's 2-1. So Century is 7, Brookhaven 8. They're the second team out of Texas, so you got 2 Texas teams at 6 and 8. Both of them here at this tournament. And then Onondaga out of New York at 9, and Prince George's out of Maryland at 10. So that's the top 10 in the current Division III poll. With an at-large bid out there. Of course, there's a lot of automatic bids. 7 automatic bids that will be determined. I think maybe there might be one in the books already. Let's see if we can do some research and figure out if, I thought I remember one of the district tournaments being done before we started. But there's only 7 automatic bids, and this year for the first time there'll be 1 at-large bid. So it'll be a committee, I guess, that will decide who will get that at-large bid. And those 8 schools will head to the national tournament. The World Series. Three balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, runner at first. The pitch. Ball 4. Apaches with 2 runners on and nobody out here in the 4th. And now, probably will see a bunt here.
Now batting number 2, Jerry Wells.
World Series in Greenville, Tennessee, May 27th to June 1. And 8 teams will qualify for that double elimination bracket. Of course, Tyler trying to get back for the 4th year in a row and win it. They've won it the last 3 years in a row. Here's the pitch. A bunt popped up, and it's going to get over the net. Way out of play. Strike 1 on Jared Wells. Well, you had Murillo charging at first base. Carter at third has to stay close to the bag because you got first and second here. Nobody out. Coach Wren giving the signs from the first base dugout here at Mike Carter Field. The 0-1 from Valdez. He's going to lay down another bunt. It's going to go foul. Houseman pounced on that ball before it could roll back to the fair territory. And now you do have some action in the Cougar bullpen. A right-hander throwing for Coastal Bend. Josh Valdez from Kyle, Texas. Kyle, Texas in Hayes County. Population about 28,000. It's between Austin and San Antonio. And the pitch. It's going to be high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out, first and second. A push bunt single by Matt McCusick and a walk to Braden Wise. And Wells is up now with 2 outs, or two aboard and no outs. He's looking into the dugout. I wonder if they're going to try to ask him to bunt with 2 strikes here. The 1-2. Oh, there's your bunt right there. Another wild pitch, and that just kills the Cougars. Boy, that's, I don't know, that's 6 wild pitches today? Unofficially, I have 6. 7. And, boy, sooner or later, that's going to bite you. For second and third, nobody out. Now you got 3 at-bats with 2 runners in scoring position, barring a double play here on a line drive. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, ball in the dirt. Now you got to throw it, and you do throw it, and you get him. So it's a strikeout. Strikeout number 5 for Valdez. And there's 1 out. Here's Taylor Broadway now with second and third. 1 out. And I think we were here before. He had second and third and Broadway to deal with. And when that was back in the second inning, and he grounded out to short. This time there's only 1 out. Valdez working from the stretch. The first pitch. High, ball 1. We're in the top of the 4th. The Apaches, the visitors, they lost the coin toss. So they're the visitors for this game on the scoreboard. And they lead it 2-0. Congratulations to former Apache assistant coach Eddie Ushhold, head coach of the Missouri Baptist Spartans. They qualified for the NEI World Series yesterday. Ground ball to short. Johnson's going to throw home. Here's the play, and drop the ball. Did that ball get... I couldn't tell if the throw was short of the catcher or not. It's going to be an error on somebody, either the catcher or the... Was that throw in the air? So it's got to be an E2 there. Another error for the Cougars. Broadway reaches on the fielder's choice. And coming home to score is McCusick on the error by the catcher, Henry Hausman. Boy, the ball beat him there, and he just dropped the ball. So the Cougars shooting themselves in the foot a little bit here. 3 errors now, and it's 3-0 Apaches. A spin throw to second, and Wise back safely. So Broadway at first, Wise at second, and 1 run is in. We have 1 out in the inning, and here's Jordan Trahan. Trahan 0 for 2, flew out to center and struck out swinging. First pitch, just missed that one. He wants that one back. He's sitting there talking to himself after just missing it and fouling straight back into the net. One out, 2 aboard. We're in the top of the 4th. The Apaches now lead 3-0. Scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and now 1 more here in the 4th. 5 hits in the ball game for Tyler Junior College. Fly ball, deep right field. The wind will keep this one in. And making the catch is Eschenberg. Tagging and going to third base is Braden Wise. 2 outs. That's going to bring up Jarrell McDade. And for the 3rd inning out of 4,
number 12, Jarrell McDade.
Actually, all 4 innings, the Apaches have had 2 runners on when the inning ended. Well, we're not done yet. So in the first 3, they've left 6 on already, 5 in scoring position. Scores 3-0, could be worse. 2 outs to McDade. Swings at a ball in the dirt. And it's 0-1. Jarrell McDade struck out swinging back in the first inning and reached on a little chopper that the catcher fielded, but it was a high hopper right out in front of the plate, and McDade legged it out. 0-1. High on the fastball. Well, it's been feast or famine for Josh Valdez. He's struck out 5 Apaches in 4 2/3 innings, but he's also have 7 wild pitches. Put that together with 3 fielding errors, and it's a 3-0. It could be a lot worse for the Cougars, I'll tell you that. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. He's had a lot of swing and misses. That's why I say it's been feast or famine. That hard slider he throws. Getting a lot of swing and misses, but also it's getting away from Henry Hausman. McDade was already a strikeout victim, and he reached on the wild pitch on strike 3 back in the first inning. 1-2 count here. Fly ball right field shouldn't be a problem for Eschenberg. He'll make the easy catch for the final out. The Apaches get one more run on one hit. They leave 2 more on base. They've now left 8 on base in 4 innings. We'll go to the bottom half of inning number 4. Your new score for Mike Carter: Tyler 3, Coastal Bend 0. Welcome back to Mike Carter Field, bottom of the 4th. 4, 5, and 6. It's Charlie Overstreet. He took ball 1. Kuykendall back on the mound. Falls behind 2-0. Overstreet struck out swinging back in the first inning, 0 for 1 in this ball game. On the year, Charlie Overstreet, a .361 batting average. The 1-0. Chopper foul. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. 10 doubles, 1 triple, and 10 homers for Overstreet. 42 RBIs. That's second on the team to Henry Hausman's 48. I tell you what, the Cougars, if you look down up and down their RBI list, they got a ton of guys with a lot of RBIs. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 guys with double-digit RBIs. It's impressive. 2-1 pitch. And it's a leadoff walk to Overstreet. For Kuykendall, it's just the second walk of the ball game. And that'll bring up Austin Eschenberg, the right fielder. He flew out to center his first time up. Eschenberg, .304 average on the season. 4 doubles, 2 homers, and 17 RBIs. Well, very manageable game at this point. A 3-0 Apache lead. Apaches have left 8 runners on base the first 4 innings, 6 of those in scoring position. And you wonder, if you're a Tyler fan, if you're going to regret that later in this ball game. Not been able to put more runs on the board in the early going. First pitch. Well hit, high to center field. Wise going back, and tell you what, that breeze is keeping that ball in here. That ball was hit pretty good. But Braden Wise with plenty of room to run that down for out number 1. Again, .370 to straightaway center. I guess, I don't know, probably about a 15-foot high wall here. I don't know exactly. We need to get that measured one day just so, so we know. .370 straight away, but that high wall all the way around the ballpark makes this ballpark play a lot deeper than 370 to the base of the wall. It's 361 to each gap, and it's 325 right down the lines. Again, that wall goes all the way around in the outfield. Fly ball left field. This is well hit. McDade going back to the warning track and makes the catch and bounces off the wall. Really nice play by Jarrell McDade. He caught it and immediately ran into the fence. He's kind of bending at the waist, and now he's walking back to his position. That's a nice play by Jarrell McDade for out number 2. That ball was crushed by Gabriel Murillo. And I'm sure off the bat he thought he had double for sure. But McDade ran it down on the warning track and did a body plant right against the fence, kind of trampoline back towards second, and rifled it in to keep the runner at first base. So Overstreet back at first with 2 outs. First pitch to Trace Luna is outside for ball 1. Two outs, and Overstreet over at first. Good hack right there, fouls it straight back. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Luna on the season, 357 average, 2 doubles, no triples, no homers, 7 RBIs for Luna. Kuykendall comes set, the 1-1. That ball's crushed right to center, but right at Braden Wise for the final out. A line drive off the bat of Luna, but it went right to Braden Wise in center field. So the leadoff walk is stranded at first base. Kuykendall works around it. We go to the 5th inning. 3-0 Apaches. Back in a minute on ApacheAthletics.com. Welcome back for the top of the 5th inning. Bo Busing going to get his 3rd at bat of the ball game. Struck out swinging in the 1st inning, popped up to short in the 3rd. We're in the top of the 5th. Josh Valdez, the sophomore from Kyle, Texas, 82 pitches through 4 innings. Of those 82, 7 of them were wild, literally wild pitches. Pop up straight over our heads. Bang, there it was, top of the press box. 0-1. The Cougars have been able to manage just 1 hit. Marcel Carter with a hustling double in the 3rd inning. That's been it. Next pitch to Busing, pops it straight up center field. Plenty of room for Resendez Jr. And he'll range in to make the easy catch. 1 out in the 5th. Here's Colton Whitehouse, singled back in the 2nd inning. He scored a run then and walked in the 3rd.
Now batting number 22, Colton Whitehouse.
Whitehouse up. 259 average on the year, 9 doubles, a triple, homer, and 20 RBIs. Check swing. Not sure if he went. They're not going to check it. I've always felt like the home plate umpire, especially with that 3-man crew or the 4-man crew, why not check it? If there's any kind of check swing, you're focusing on the baseball. There's a grounder to the right side through the hole. Whitehouse has his 2nd hit of the ball game. And there's a runner at first with one out for Blaze Beeson. Beeson is flown out to right, struck out looking.
Now batting
for
number 10, Blaze Beeson.
Beeson 294 on the year. 8 doubles, 10 RBIs. 3-6-0 for the Apaches. 0-1-3 for the Cougars from Coastal Bend. This is game 3 of the NJCA District Tournament here in Tyler, Texas. The first pitch. Fouled off to the right side, out of play. It's 0-1. Big foul ball catcher down the right side. This stadium seats about 4,000 people. This will be a 9-inning ball game. I'm checking these notes out. 9 inning. All the games in the tournament will be 9. I think we have a run rule, maybe 10 after 7 and no 10 after 5, 8 after 7 possibly. I think is what it is. That's a pop-up. Good gracious. Way in is Jacob Rodriguez. He had to come running in. That's the effect of the wind right there. So he took a couple of steps back and then came sprinting in to catch the pop-up from Blaze Beeson. He caught that between the pitcher's mound and first base. And he took a step or two back before charging in to make the catch. 2 outs, Whitehouse at first. Here's Matt McCusick, 1 for 2. McCusick reached on an error and laid down a push bunt for a base hit back in the 4th. He has scored 1 run in this ball game. 1-0 is the count. The pitch from Valdez. Inside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Heard from Priceless Me cheering for Josh Valdez. Appreciate hearing from Mr. or Mrs. Priceless Me. Mr. Chernczek checking in. Mr. Cook. Ground ball to second. Rodriguez up with it. Throws over. And that's the inning. So Valdez works around the 1-out hit. And we'll go to the bottom half of inning number 5. We're halfway through this one in Tyler. 3-0 Apaches. Welcome back to Mike Carter Field. Bottom of inning number 5. J-Rod leads it off. Jacob Rodriguez struck out swinging his first time up back in the 2nd inning. 0 for 1 in this ball game. The Cougars only mustered up 1 hit so far. Double by Marcel Carter. That's been it. Next pitch is fouled out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rodriguez, a .348 hitter on the year. The Cougars, .315 as a team on the season. Rodriguez with 6 doubles, 2 triples, a homer, and 15 RBIs. Fouled straight back again, and the count stays at 1-2. James Kuykendall working here in the 5th. He struck out 3 and walked 2 in the first 4 innings. Only giving up 1 hit. Took something off of the changeup. And we're even at 2-2. Game 3 of the District C tournament. Popped it up. Center field. Braden Wise coming in. Makes the catch. And there's 1 out. 2 hands here in the big league, son. Caught it with 1 hand. Sun coming out now as this cloud's kind of a partly cloudy day. Very overcast earlier in the day, and we got actually a little bit of sprinkles both here and over at UT Tyler, where I was calling the Patriots' first game in their NC2A regional at Irwin Field. And unfortunately for Patriot fans, they dropped that game 7-2. So they'll be in the losers bracket tomorrow. First pitch misses to Austin Johnson, the shortstop. Popped up to left field his first time up, 0 for 1. On the year, Austin Johnson, a .349 average, 6 doubles, 1 triple, 2 homers, 21 RBIs. For the Cougar shortstop. 2-0 pitch, pops this up high, center field. And Wise under this one, makes the grab. 2 batters, 2 fly balls to center. And back to the top of the Cougar lineup we go. Oscar Resendez Jr. lined out to second, struck out looking. He's 0 for 2. Again, when the Coastal Cougars came into town in April, Resendez Jr. probably had 5 or 6 infield hits in that series. Cougars play on the same turf down at Joe Hunter Field in Beeville. Both these teams accustomed to playing on the artificial surface. 0-1. Slider over the heart of the plate, 0-2. And I don't know, it just seemed to me when the Cougars came to town, this guy was the one that started the offense. He made things go. Swing and a miss. And he's down on strikes for the 2nd time in a row. And that ends the 5th inning. Strikeout number 4 for James Kuykendall. And we head to the 6th inning. It's 3-0. Tyler leads Coastal Bend. Back in a minute on ApacheAthletics.com. Welcome back to Mike Carter Field. Dr. John Groth on the play-by-play. We head to the 6th inning. Top of the Apache lineup, Wise, Wells, and Broadway. They will face Josh Valdez. Valdez had his best inning of the ball game. Back in the 5th, he had a 9-pitch inning. First time all game he's been single digits. He's had innings of 26, 19, 17, 20, and 9 pitches. Total of 91 pitches as we go to the 6th. And Coach Burley was talking to home plate umpire about something between innings. Not sure what that was about. First pitch misses low, ball one. All right, Miss Carver watching from Brian. Appreciate her checking in. Chopper to second. Rodriguez comes and gets the big hop. And there's one out. Nice play there by Jacob Rodriguez. On this turf, boy, you're better off getting that big hop than standing back and wondering if it's going to get by you. And there's a situation right there where Rodriguez is used to playing on that turf back home, and we made that look routine. First pitch to Jared Wells, misses for ball one. Wellesley is 0 for 3. A couple of strikeouts, one looking and one swinging, and a pop up to first. 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. The Bears are in the ballpark. Brookhaven arriving. The 1-1 pitch. Misses inside, 2-1. Brookhaven plays the game right after this one against Eastfield, who took a 10-9 victory over Cedar Valley in Game 2 here at Mike Carter today. This is one of, I think there's 6 district tournaments going on as we speak. I think one of them has been completed, and there's one at-large bid. Little chopper right back to the mound. Valdez has to wait. Now he's got to fire it over, and he does so, and he gets the out. Well, we've had a couple of those plays, and in previous, there's been, I think, at least 2 of those very high choppers that have turned into base hits. That one came down in time for Valdez to rifle it over to Murillo at first to get the out. So there's 2 up and 2 down in the top of the 6th. Here's Taylor Broadway. Broadway 1 for 3, first pitch swing, and he fouls it off. Strike 1. Well, we definitely have a nice crowd here for a Thursday afternoon. Here's the 0-1. Well hit, center field. Resendez Jr., plenty of room, makes the grab. And it's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Josh Valdez. He has settled down here in the last 2 innings. And we'll go to the bottom half of inning number 6. You're a Cougar fan, you need to crank those bats up. They trail at 3-0. Back in a minute. Two, 3, and 4 for the Cougars. In the bottom of the 6th, it's Marcel Carter, Henry Hausman, and Charlie Overstreet. First pitch swinging. We saw a ton of first pitch swinging in that 4-game series here at Mike Carter Field when the Cougars came to town. Very aggressive at the plate were the Cougars that weekend. They have shown snapshots of that here in this game. 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike. 0-2. James Kuykendall, 68 pitches now. That ball's fouled out of play down the right side. All right, Miss Elizabeth Alvear checking in, rooting for those Cougars. Appreciate all the fans from both sides, and anyone, whoever you're rooting for, let us know. There's a ball in the dirt, swung on and missed. And hustling down to first, but not in time. Marcel Carter out on the strikeout. One up and one down in the Cougars' sixth. Here's Henry Hausman. Hausman walked in the first inning, grounded out to third in the third. He's 0 for 1. First pitch, outside corner, strike one. It's always fun at these tournaments because you have the Brookhaven Ball Club and their fans will start arriving, and of course the Eastfield, the Eastfield fans and their club will arrive, and you'll have a lot of people, more than normal, will be watching the end of this ball game, and especially some of these close games. The fans and the players start getting into it. This game's still very manageable for the Cougars, 3-0. Outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Look out. That ball's drilled right up the middle, and Braden Wise makes a sliding play out in center. That ball would have gone all the way to the fence. Hausman just hammered that ball. And that's just the second hit of the ball game for the Cougars. We watched them put up, what was that? They scored 10 runs in 1 inning against the Apaches in that 12-10 win of theirs here in April. And they brought 14 batters, I think, to the plate in 1 inning. And most of those were hits. They were gappers, they were singles, doubles, triples. I don't think there were any home runs in that inning, but they held on to win 12-10. But these guys can swing it. They get hot. They can put some runs on the board in a hurry. And they're just down by 3 runs here as we're in the bottom of the 6th. Good news for the Cougars is they'll be the last ones to bat. All right. Miss Aliviar is watching from Alice, Texas. Go Cougars. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Charlie Overstreet struck out and walked. Looking for his first hit of the ball game. It's a 3-0 Apache lead here, bottom of the 6th. The 1-2 pitch from Kuykendall. Fouled back over our heads to the left. Camry's okay on that one. We'll go into the middle of that parking lot. Count will stay 1-2 on Charlie Overstreet. The next 1-2. That's a fastball high. Count goes even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hausman does not have a stolen base this year. Swing and a miss. And Overstreet is a strikeout victim. The 6th strikeout of the ball game for James Kuykendall. That will bring up Austin Eschenberg, the right fielder. He's flown out to center field twice.
Eschenberg.
Eschenberg, a .304 hitter. 4 doubles, 2 homers, 17 RBIs. Big swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. It's 0-1. Apaches have not had anybody up in their bullpen. Somebody's down there stretching, but we're still in the 6th inning. I guess that's going to be, I don't know, I have any idea who it is, but we have seen one right-hander up in the Cougar bullpen, and not anyone tossing at the moment for Coastal Bend. 1 ball, 1 strike. Eschenberg looking for his first hit of the day. We'll have 4 games today and then 4 more tomorrow. 9, 12, 4, and 7 tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll start the elimination games. Swing and a miss. Another off-speed pitch. He foul-tipped it. And Blaze Beeson held on behind the plate. 1-2. The 9 o'clock and the 12 o'clock will be elimination games. The 4 o'clock will be the winner's bracket game. And then the 7 o'clock will be another elimination game. So there'll be 3 teams eliminated. Half the field will be separated tomorrow. Breaking pitch just misses the outside corner. We're even at 2-2. We are supposed to get some weather in here on Saturday. Saturday's looks to be a little dicey on the weather. 2-2. Strike 3, a fastball right over the heart of the plate. And it's back-to-back strikeouts to end the 6th inning. The 7th of the ball game for James Kuykendall. Well, we're heading to the 7th inning. It's 3-0 Tyler over Coastal Bend. Back in a minute on ApacheAthletics.com. Jordan Trahan's going to lead it off for the Apaches here in the 7th. Josh Valdez now with 100 pitches. That was 101 right there. Ball 1. All 6 teams practice on this field yesterday. Of course, the Coastal Bend Cougars and the Apaches play on the turf, so not as big a deal for them. But the other 4 teams have natural playing surfaces. Now, Brookhaven has played on this field earlier. They play the Apaches in a home-and-home series every year. Eastfield had not played on this field. Neither has North Lake or Cedar Valley. So each team got, I think, about an hour and a half on the field yesterday as a practice day. It's 3-0 on Trahan, the pitch. Fastball in there. And it's 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. That hits high left field. Going back is Overstreet. That's not Overstreet, that's Luna. Will make the catch for out number 1. F7 if you're scoring at the house. Here's Jarrell McDade. Trahan took a big hack at that.
Duel, McDade.
And just got under it, a little too high there. Here's McDade, struck out swinging, an infield single, and a fly ball to right to end the fourth inning. It's 1 for 3 today. First pitch, in there for a strike, 0-1. Well, I tell you what, Valdez has settled down. The last 2 innings, he's thrown 9 pitches. 0-1. Little ground ball to short. Austin Johnson fields it, throws it, and there's 2 outs.
Now batting number 20, Bo Busey.
Here's Bo Busing, 4th time today, struck out swinging, popped up to short, flew out to center field. 0 for 3, looking for his first hit of the ball game. A big weekend last weekend against North Arkansas. A couple of homers in one of those games. First pitch misses, it's 1-0. Fastball high, 2-0. Josh Valdez, 2-3 on the year with a 5.48 ERA. Pitching in his 14th ball game and his 7th start. Taking this one into the 7th. Outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two outs, nobody aboard. That ball missed. It's 3-1 to Busing, excuse me. Colton Whitehouse would be next for the Apaches. Line shot just foul down the third base line. Busing put a good charge in that one, but pulled it foul by about, maybe 2 feet. Full count. Valdez works from the windup. The pitch. Strike 3 called. Well, I'll tell you what, you got to flip a coin if you're the home plate umpire, because Busing tried to start running to first, and the catcher, Henry Hausman, started running toward the dugout, so they both were showing him up. I don't know how he decided what to call there, but he called strike 3. And we'll go to the bottom of the 7th. The 7th inning stretch. We've missed Take Me Out to a Ball Game once again. Back in just a minute. The Apaches lead at 3-0. All right, welcome back to Mike Carter. Hope you stretched it out off the couch, off the easy boy, lazy boy chair. 3-0. Got a good one going here in game number 3. Tyler leads Coastal Bend 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. First pitch in there for strike 1 to Gabriel Murillo. 0 for 2, a fly ball to right and a fly ball to left. The Cougars have only mustered up 2 base hits. Carter a double in the 3rd, and Hausman a single in the 6th. Ground ball left side, backhanded by Wells. Long throw, got him. Nice play by Jared Wells in the hole. 1 out. Pretty nice play right there by the Apache shortstop to get Gabrielle Murillo. Stepping in is Tris Luna.
Now batting number 6, Tris Luna.
Luna flew out to left field and lined out to center. He's 0 for 2. First pitch. Popped up left field. McDade, plenty of room. Makes the catch, 2 outs. Well, I see Baker in the house. Coach Wynn's young newborn son and wife Amelia carrying that little baby. 2 outs, nobody aboard for Jacob Rodriguez. Struck out swinging, flew out to center. First pitch in there, strike 1. Kuykendall started the inning at 85 pitches. Little tapper foul back behind home plate. Oh and 2 to Rodriguez. Kuykendall lines and delivers. Look out, back behind his head. Lost control of that one. You can see that breeze blowing Kuykendall's shirt. Every once in a while it kicks up. Still very much impacting those pop-ups. The 1-2. Way outside. Good job by Beeson. Just in case there was a check swing to block it. 2 outs, nobody aboard. We're an hour and 57 minutes into this ball game. Bottom of the 7th. Line shot foul down the right side, out of play. Cougars need some magic. Mike Silva checking in. Appreciate that. Fouled straight back. Yeah, you're down to 7 outs here if you're a Cougar fan. There's Janet Ebert from Dayton, Texas checking in. Appreciate that. Grandparents of Avery. We'll try to get some information on the commits. Have that at my disposal at the moment, but we'll try to get that for you in between innings. Kind of scrolling through these messages between pitches. Appreciate all the check-ins, Mr. Silvas and Mr. Irvin. he doesn't like the umpire. The 2-2 pitch. That's low and away. And it's a full count on Jacob Rodriguez. 3-man umpiring crew here at the District C tournament. They'll have a 4-man crew. I think they're rotating 6 guys the first couple of days, and then a couple of them go home, and 4 of them stick around for the championship. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball to third. Whitehouse up with it. Fires across. 3 up and 3 down. It's an easy 7th inning for James Kuykendall. We're heading to the 8th inning. Getting late here at Tyler. The Apaches lead the Cougars 3-0. Back in a minute on ApacheAthletics.com.
White House.
Welcome back to Tyler, Texas. We're at Mike Carter Field, historic Mike Carter Field. For the District C tournament, game 3, we go to the 8th inning. 3-0 Apaches. First pitch from Josh Valdez, his 114th of the ball game, is high, ball 1. 7, 8, and 9, White House, Beeson, and McCusick scheduled to come to home plate for the Apaches. Line drive, center field, base hit. Apaches trying to add to a 3-0 lead. Ball was well hit by White House. Now you got to ask yourself, are you going to play some small ball here and move these runners, or this runner around? I would think that you might do it. We'll see. The Cedar Valley Suns making their way back into the ballpark. They will come back tomorrow and play in the 9 o'clock elimination game. Lost a 10-9 ball game to Eastfield right before this one. Made a valiant effort, almost came all the way back in the bottom of the 9th, but came up just short. First pitch in there for strike 1. Blaze Beeson looking intently at Coach Wren in the first base dugout at those offensive signs. The next pitch. Not squaring around. It's in there. And it's quickly 0-2 on the catcher, Blaze Beeson. Beeson 0 for 3. Has flown out to right, struck out swinging, popped up to second base. 0-2 from Valdez. In the dirt, Houseman blocks it, going to second, and going to get there. White House, good read on that. Another wild pitch, unofficially the 8th of the ball game. Eight wild pitches for Josh Valdez. And I'll tell you, the truth is most of them haven't ended up hurting him in a 3-0 game. Apache's trying to extend it and add on a little bit here in the 8th. They're the visiting team, so the Cougars will get the last at bat unless they're leading going to the bottom of the 9th. Apaches with 3 runs on 7 hits. A delayed call called strike 3, and Beeson is down on strikes for the second time today. And let's see here, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts now for Josh Valdez. And that's going to bring up the 9-hitter, Matt McCusick. 1 for 3, reached on an error, infield single, and a ground out to second. First pitch outside, ball 1. Oh, that's not Cedar Valley, that's Eastfield. So Eastfield coming back for their next ball game. They're playing Brookhaven. I thought it might have been Cedar Valley, but it's not. Both of them have that orange in their uniform. The 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. It's 1-1. Just missed high. 2 balls and a strike to Matt McCusick, the second baseman for the Apaches. The 2-1. Little chopper foul. Coach Sherman tried to make the play and that's an error. I used to try to make every play, and I've learned that I like my fingers too much. Better off just letting them go by. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out and 1 aboard. Whitehouse a single to lead the inning off. He was wild pitched to second base. The next pitch swung on and missed. Houseman pounced on the ball and then pounced on McCusick and tagged him out for the second out. Back-to-back strikeouts. That's 8 for the ball game for Valdez. And that'll bring to the plate Braden Wise.
Now batting number 1, Braden Wise.
Wise's 5th plate appearance. 1 for 2 with a couple of walks. He scored a run back in the first inning. 2 outs, and Whitehouse still out at second base. 3-0 Apaches. Check swing did not go. 1-0 to Wise. All right, so some of you are answering online there. I appreciate that. So Kuykendall's committed to Sam Houston. This is news to me. I did not know that. And we've heard from Adora Broadway, rooting for Jaybird. And it says that Trey Hunt and Gordy going to LSUS, so that's news to me as well. High chopper to second. Again, Rodriguez with the nice play, coming in, taking the big hop, and getting the final out. So nice defense there by Jacob Rodriguez as he comes in and makes the play on the high hopper. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 3-0 Tyler over Coastal Bend. Back in just a minute. Bottom of the 8th inning, the Cougars are going to bring 9, 1, and 2. They're going to need to make something happen here soon. Still a very manageable ball game, but it's getting late. 3-0, Tyler leads it. Kuykendall, that's pitch number 97. And it's outside for ball 1. Johnson 0 for 2 in this ball game. A fly ball to left and a fly ball to center. The 1-0. High, 2-0. Just had the thought that neither squad has had to go to the bullpen, and the Apaches just now, somebody's walking down there. I'm not sure they're going to start tossing. That ball's well hit left field, but right at Jarrell McDade. And he might have been battling the sun there. And he's shading his eyes as if that ball went right into the sun. Fortunate for the Apaches. It's that time of day. The sun is dropping. We've lost our cloud cover. That might be a factor here in the late going. Well hit off the bat of Johnson, but it's right at McDade for out number 1. Here's Oscar Resendez Jr. And as good as he was in that 4-game series, he has struggled a bit here today. Lined out to second base in the first inning and has since struck out twice. Really felt like this guy was the guy that made their offense go in that 4-game series. And so far, Kuykendall has handled him. A table setter for the Cougar offense. First pitch in there, strike one. That's been the key for Kuykendall working to this good athlete, Oscar Resendez Jr., the center fielder, is working ahead. He's been ahead, I think, every at-bat. The 0-1. Way out in front of that off-speed pitch, and it's 0-2. Boy, when things are going, when you're challenging, when you're challenged at the plate and you're slumping just a little bit, it just seems like every time you're up there, it's 0-1, 0-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. For the third time today, Oscar Resendez Jr. strikes out, chased a high fastball, and there's 2 out in the 8th. Here's Marcel Carter, the third baseman. Carter 1 for 2 with a walk and a double. Oh, we got a pinch hitter. So it's going to be number 17. Jared Irvine, a freshman infielder from Dripping Springs, Texas. Dripping Springs is over here, East Texas, down by Lufkin. Now we've had at least one former Apache from Dripping Springs back in the day. First pitch missed. It's 1-0. Just off the plate, 2-0 to pinch hitter Jared Irvine. That's going to be high, 3-0. Kuykendall over 100 pitches now, just over 100. The 3-0. It's a 4-pitch walk to the pinch hitter, Irvine. And again, in a 3-0 game, it doesn't take long. Seen this offense jumpstart in a heartbeat. It did so in a 12-10 win over the Apaches about 6 weeks ago in this very ballpark. Here's the first pitch. Misses outside to Henry Hausman. So all of a sudden now, Kuykendall having trouble finding the zone. Hausman with 11 home runs. Leads the squad in that category, the 1-0. And I'm going to bet right here with a 2-0 count, Hausman is trying to do one thing. Going to try to lead the yard. That wind is blowing straight in, so got to be a man to get it out of here today. Anyone hit one out in the first 2 games? Wind is blowing straight in from right center field. The 2-0 pitch. Outside corner, 2-1. That's a big strike right there. In a 3-0 game, if Hausman were to catch one here, it'd be a 1-run game. And the pitch. There's your hack right there. You knew it was coming on a fastball. Just missed it. Fouls it straight back. And Kuykendall now has worked back to a 2-2 count. 2 outs, 1 runner aboard. A 2-out walk to pinch hitter Jared Irvine. He's at first base. The 2-2. Just missed outside, and it's full. All right, so Irvine is a DBU transfer. Appreciate the info there. 3-0 Apaches. We're in the bottom of the 8th. The pitch. High, ball 4, back-to-back walks, and now you got to make a decision here. You really don't have anyone tossing in the Apache bullpen. Coach Sherman's going to go out and have a chat with James Kuykendall. You have someone playing catch on the side over there, but he's not on a mound and he's not in the bullpen. Not sure if that's Gorby. Maybe Cameron Carver is the unofficial word of who's tossing in the Apache bullpen, but I'm sure they want to stay with Kuykendall here. They'd love to squeeze a complete game out of him, but I'm not sure. This is not a very comfortable lead at all. Now you got the cleanup hitter, Charlie Overstreet. Struck out twice and walked. Overstreet, 361 hitter. Overstreet's got 10 home runs, 42 RBIs.
32, Charlie Overstreet.
It's 42 RBIs, second on the team. Dangerous hitter right here with 2 on. If Overstreet were to catch one, we'd be tied. 2 outs and 2 aboard. Kuykendall with the hands in front of the chest, comes set, pops it up on the first pitch. That's headed toward the Camry. Go deep. The wind's going to blow it out of Camry range. Thank you. As I look to the left toward the Camry here, the wind really blowing straight in from right field. Those flags are stiff. It'll be really hard for Overstreet to get one out of here to right field. That kind of breeze blowing. 0-1. Kuykendall comes set. The pitch. Got him to chase a high fastball. Got it by him. And it's 0-2. Overstreet still looking for his first hit. He has walked and struck out twice. Charlie Overstreet here, the bottom of the 8th with 2 on and 2 out for the Cougars. The 0-2 pitch. Pops this one up, out of play down the left side. We'll do it again. Well, this next game will be Eastfield versus Brookhaven. Brookhaven drew the bye in the bottom half of the bracket. And they're playing the winner of game number 2, which was the Eastfield Harvesters. Kuykendall comes set, the next 0-2. Here it is. Just missed out the plate. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Apaches with 3 runs on 7 hits. Cougars have only been able to get 2 hits off of James Kuykendall. He has thrown from the start. Pickoff attempt. Trying to keep the runners honest at second base. 116 pitches for James Kuykendall. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Irvine at second, Houseman at first. Now Overstreet's going to ask for time. See if the Cougars can muster up some runs here with 2 outs in the 8th. Down to their last 4 outs. They trail 3-0. The pitch. Missed outside. Even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kuykendall's been his own worst enemy this inning. The only base runners to reach. He got the first 2 batters out. Johnson flew out to left field or lined out. And Resendez Jr. struck out. There were 2 outs and nobody on. And back-to-back walks is where we stand now. With a 2-2 count, the pitch. Line shot, foul. First base line. And Overstreet all over that one. Boy, if that goes fair, might be a couple of runs. Houseman, a catcher at first, not sure he would have been able to score. But with 2 outs, those runners are going on crack of the bat. Kuykendall comes set, hands in front of the chest. Arms extended, the 2-2. Strike three. Struck him out. He froze him. A breaking pitch. Backdoored him. And he struck him out. Strikeout number 9 in the ball game for James Kuykendall. He gets out of trouble. We'll go to the 9th. The score remains 3-0. Tyler leads Coastal Bend. Back in just a minute on ApacheAthletics.com. First pitch swinging is Jared Wells. Shallow center field, and boy, that athletic Oscar Resendez Jr. just strides in and makes the running catch for out number 1. Really good-looking athlete out in center field. He struggled at the plate today. 0 for 4 as Resendez Jr., but boy, he can cover some ground in the outfield. And when he's on, he makes things happen at the top of their lineup. Here's Taylor Broadway. Inside fastball misses 1-0. Broadway 1 for 4. He singled, had an RBI single way back in the first inning. Has since grounded to short twice and flew out to center field. Both pitchers working complete game at this point. 130 pitches now for Josh Valdez. 2 balls and a strike to Taylor Broadway. We might see Broadway if Kuykendall gets in any kind of trouble. Line drive into left center field. That could be extra bases. We'll see if it does not get to the gap. Resendez cuts it off and makes a good strong throw to the bag. It's a 1-out single, the second hit of the day for Broadway. Apache's trying to add on to a 3-0 lead. Here's Jordan Trahan, 0 for 4 as the big fella. And I'm going to guess that he's going to look for something good on this first pitch. Take a rip at it. Valdez comes set. Here's the pitch. High and tight, gets away from the catcher. Wild pitch number 9 of the day. And Broadway goes down to second, so there goes your double play right there. And the other thing that just takes a little steam out of your sails if you're in the field. You know the double play was just lost. You got the base open, so now you got to be careful working to the big fella. And he missed high, 2-0. Trahan is very dangerous when he's ahead in the count. It's when he does the most damage. I mean, it seems like common sense, but he'll take a healthy rip if this ball's close. The 2-0. There it is. And he fouls it straight back. You can tell he's a little frustrated at himself. He's had a couple of good swings today, just has not been able to square the ball up. Flew out to center, struck out swinging. Flew out to right and flew out to left. 2-1 count. Runner at second, the pitch. Breaking pitch, just did miss. And it's 3-1. Broadway is at second base with 1 out. If Trahan reaches, it would be Jarrell McDade next for the Apaches. 3-1. That ball's high and deep to left. That's got a chance, and that's what I was talking about. When you fall behind Jordan Trahan, he'll make you pay, and he didn't miss that one. Well into the trees in left field. Home run number 14 for Jordan Trahan, and that totally changes the 9th inning. A 2-run homer for Jordan Trahan makes the score now 5-0 Apaches. And that really takes the steam out of your sails if you're the Coastal Bend Cougars. For Trahan, his 60 and 61st RBI of the year and his 14th home run. Every time he hits one, he's setting a new record for the Division III era of Tyler Junior College. First pitch outside corner, strike 1. 5-0 Apaches in the 9th. A 2-run homer. The first run since the way back in the 4th inning. Apaches scored 1 run in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the 4th. Since then, it's been donuts on the board until that home run by Trahan. 5 runs on 9 hits for the Apaches. And Kuykendall has limited this Cougar lineup to just 2 hits. He's tossing a shutout. Chopper to short. Johnson comes in, makes the play. Nice play there by the shortstop, Austin Johnson, to get the second out of the inning. 2 outs. Here's Bo Busing. Bo has struck out twice, popped up to short and flown out to center field. 0 for 4.
Now batting number 20, Bo Busing.
He'll step in with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. 5-0 Tyler. Ground ball, third base. Knocks it down. Carter up with it, throws to first, and that's it. And actually, that wasn't Carter. That was Jared Irvine over there making that play. Stayed with it nicely. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th inning. 2 big runs for the Apaches off the 2-run homer by Trahan. And it's a new score, 5-0 Tyler over Coastal. Back with the bottom of the 9th in just a minute. Go to the end for the first time today. You can close the book on James Kuykendall. He throws 8 complete innings, 119 pitches, scatters 2 hits, and tosses 8 innings of shutout baseball for Tyler Junior College. It'll be Taylor Broadway here in the 9th inning. Broadway, 5'11" and 190, the freshman from Cypress, Texas. And for Broadway, outing number 6 of the year. 0-0 with a 1.50 ERA. He's got 2 saves, 6 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, does not have a walk yet. Ground ball to short. Jared Wells up with it. Throws to first. And there's one away here in the ninth. It was Austin Eschenberg grounding to short. Gabriel Murillo steps in. He's 0 for 3. Couple of fly balls and a grounder to short. 2 outs. You're down to your last 2 outs. If you're a Coastal fan, you need some base runners in a hurry. Taylor Broadway has been effective in the closer role for the Apaches here late in this season. He's the one that closed out the game 7 in Beeville. Struck out the final batter with the bases loaded and 2 outs in a 1-run ball game, preserving a 9-8 Game 7 win for the Apaches. Just misses on that slider. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch, way outside, 2-1. 5-0 Apaches, bottom of the ninth. Taylor Broadway on, try to finish this one up. This is not a safe situation for Broadway. Kuykendall, 119 pitches. What an outing for James. Strikes out 9 batters in 8 innings of work, walking just 2. No runs and just 2 hits in 8 innings of work. The pitch. Grounded to short. Wellesley up with it again. Throws it. Got him. 6-3 if you're scoring at the house. A couple of those in a row, and you're down to your last out. Stepping in is Tres Luna. Luna 0 for 3. Fly ball to left. A line drive to center, and another fly ball to left. Apaches trying to advance on to tomorrow's game at 4 o'clock. Play the winner of Eastfield and Brookhaven. They play next. They're getting ready right now. It's like most of them have their jerseys on, and they're waiting to take the field as soon as this one ends. 1-0 to Luna. Check swing. That got through and got the home plate umpire. Kind of cringed. And it was in the dirt. There's another train, 6:40 right on time. Umpire shaking it off. Stand his ground back there at home plate. Tyler Abney trying to get him some water there. The shadows are starting to creep onto the field here. The lights will be turned on for this last game of the day. They're probably going to start about, 30 or 40 minutes late. 2-0 pitch, swing and a foul straight back. 2-1 to Luna. Taylor Broadway trying to finish this thing up for the Apaches. Kuykendall in line for the win. Valdez, a complete game. 141 pitches. Ground ball to short. Wellesley's going to field all 3 balls here in the ninth to end it. A 0 on the board, 9 of them in total. It's a shutout for Kuykendall and Broadway, and the Apaches win game 3, 5-0. We'll pull up the box score and wrap this one up for you as the Apaches advance on to tomorrow's 4 o'clock game. They win this ball game over the Coastal Bend Cougars 5-0. And Coastal will play against Cedar Valley in an elimination game tomorrow morning. That's the roughest part of this loss here, is you got to turn it around in a hurry and play that early game tomorrow morning. Got to get out of bed early and eat breakfast. You got to be at this ballpark early to be ready for a 9 a.m. start. 4 more games tomorrow. Let's wrap this one up. Look at the box score. Offensively, for the visitors, the Coastal Bend Cougars, only had 2 hits all day long. Not a whole lot to talk about there offensively. A double in the 3rd inning by Marcel Carter and a single in the 6th by Henry Hausman. That was it. They only had 3 base runners reach second the whole game. What a job by James Kuykendall. He's the star of the game for the Apaches. 8 innings of shutout baseball, 2 hits. And he'll get the win. He'll take his record to 11-4. Valdez will take the loss. He'll go to 2-4 on the year. The win will take the Apaches to 35-20 on the year. The loss will drop the Coastal Bend Cougars to 31-25 on the year. And the Apaches will advance to Game 7 at 4 o'clock tomorrow against the winner of Eastfield and Brookhaven. That's the next game on the docket here at the District C tournament. Coastal Bend will drop down to the losers bracket. They'll play in game number 5 tomorrow at 9 in the morning against the Cedar Valley Suns. Cedar Valley dropped a 10-9 loss to Eastfield in game 2. For the Apaches offensively, pull that up real quick. Not a whole lot to speak of there, to be honest with you. I'm looking at the wrong one here. Let's see. I forgot that the Apaches were the visitors. So Broadway goes 2 for 5 on RBI and a run scored. Trahan with a 1 for 5 day, but his hit was big. A big 2-run homer to give the Apaches a comfortable 5-0 cushion going to the 9th. McDade was 1 for 5. Whitehouse 3 for 3 in this one. McCusick 1 for 4 out of the 9 holes. So a pretty good pitching and defensive ball game. It was 3-0 going to the 9th, and then the 2-run homer made it a little more comfortable win for the Apaches. Well, that'll wrap things up for now. We'll be back on the air with the video cast for the final game of the day, Game 4 between Brookhaven and Eastfield. That'll be, have we set a game time yet? 7:30, so if you're interested in watching the last game of the day, 45 minutes away from now, there will be no play-by-play, but we will have the video, and we'll have the PA going, so you'll be able to keep up with what the score is and what the innings is. You also could keep up with that, all the stats on the live stat link on the homepage at ApacheAthletics.com. There's a link, a button right below the live webcast for live stats, and we will be keeping live stats for all the ball games. So if you want to use that as your scoreboard during the video cast, you can do it that way if you got another device to watch the game. So the Apaches take a 5-0 win over Coastal and advance in the winners bracket. And the Coastal Bend Cougars will play tomorrow at 9. That'll wrap things up for Mike Carter for now. For the whole athletic department at Tyler Junior College, this is Dr. John Gross signing off. Until about 45 minutes from now, if you want to watch that last game, we'll be back. I will be back tomorrow to broadcast the 4 o'clock game between the Apaches and the winner of this next ball game. Until then, so long, everybody.